let's go back to the Bola Ige time. Bola Ige was arrested by the Abacha government. At the death of Abacha, he came out of detention. And I learned in detention he had a revelation that Awolowo appeared to him in prison, telling him to lead Yoruba nation out of Nigeria. I also learned he called some news editors to a private meeting where he revealed that appearance of Awo to him. I learned he also took that message to the caucus of Afenifere, telling them that Awo appeared to him in a trance. And Awo came with the message of Oduduwa. Then some leaders interpreted it to say, what is this saying? Why is he always claiming the position of Awo? First, you know about the story I'm talking about, right?
Go on.
I am done with my narration,
okay.
So I want you to come in now.
Papa, Bola Ige was arrested in Ibadan here and taken to Makurdi prison, where he was sharing a room with one of our colleagues, Mr. Kunle Ajibade, who is still a director of the news. Yes, Shibola came back from prison saying that he had a dream encounter with Papa Awolowo. Now let me situate that position. When Abacha came, and Afenifere also came, and we have been holding meetings. In 1995, a meeting was held here in Ibadan at the Premier Hotel. And we said at that meeting, there was a communique at that meeting that we wanted restructuring. We wanted a return to regional government. And there are many people written about that. And when Bola Ige came back from prison, he said we needed to work hard on this regional government. So we had a caucus here meeting in Ibadan, in which Bola Ige was the chairman, and I was privileged to be the secretary. So that meeting agreed on the restructuring of Nigeria along regional lines. Fortunately for us, General Abacha, as bad as he was, his constitutional conference has already recognized what he called the 6 geopolitical zones. And we believe that was really good enough to start from. So Chief Ige said, the person who can do this thing best for us was Chief Anthony Noru. Chief Anthony Noru should be invited from abroad to come and lead the campaign so that if he's president, he'll be able to restructure Nigeria along regional lines.
If he becomes president?
Yes.
All right.
And I went to the US and I met Chief Noru.
You were one of the young persons who were in love with Bola Ige, right?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Look, I saw your name in the list. Go on, sir.
So, and one of our leaders, I believe, Professor Wole Soyinka, also met with Chief Noru. Chief Noru was not happy with his colleagues. He said what the politician did was wrong. That they should agree on the constitution first before they agree on the transition, not the other way around. There was no constitution at that time. He said, how can you agree on transition without the constitution? So, to quote him, he said, I cannot see any light ahead of the tunnel. So, he refused to return to come and contest for the presidency. And it was after his refusal that Bola Ige decided that he will contest. Luckily for us, the Metropolitan Club in Lagos invited him to come and deliver a lecture. So it was in that lecture that he made the declaration that he will be running for presidency.
Were you one of the editors in the meeting that Uncle Bola called when he returned from prison?
I was closer to Uncle Bola than that.
But were you in that meeting?
No, I was not in that meeting. But we had already discussed it in the caucus.
So he told you about that dream?
Yes, it was a dream.
And was he ready to fulfill that mission?
If he had been president in 1999, I think he would have not to take Yoruba out of Nigeria, no, but to create a regional government. And I believe even now that where we are, if the kind of problem we have in the country, a regional arrangement will be better for this country.
We'll come to that.
Yes.
I'm still on the Bola Ige story. When he revealed that dream to leaders of Afenifere, what happened?
After Chief Inoru said he would not run for presidency, Bola Ige decided to run. And it was part of at that time there was a lot of movement for the formation of political parties.
Yes.
Senator Addison has appointed them and some other leaders to consult other leaders across the country to form political parties. And Bola Ige was going around. But before that time, a meeting was held in Kaduna, attended by Chief Bola Ige and some of the other leaders across the country. It was at that meeting Bola Ige told his colleagues that he would like to be presidential candidate of the alliance of the new party.
That is with a meeting with the G34?
No, this was after the G34 meeting gave birth to the PDP.
Yes.
In which Bola Ige participated.
And he also pulled out?
Because that was the instruction from Abraham Adesanya.
Was it true that it was clear at that time that some northern forces led by Abubakar Rimi wanted Falai to be the presidential candidate of the PDP, not Bola Ige? So for that reason, Bola Ige engineered the pulling out of the Yoruba caucus from the party.
Let me tell you, the withdrawal of Bola Ige and his team was as on the instruction of Baba Abraham Adesanya. There was no doubt about it. Look, unfortunately, Baba Adesanya is late now. Baba Adebayo was fully involved in that, and Shifalai, the two of them are still alive, so they can give better insight into that. But that was what happened.
Then from G34 to APP.
APP was supposed to be the real party. But some people whom our leaders thoroughly disagree with came in to join APP.
People like Shinkafi?
No. Shinkafi was very close to our leadership. They were close. They like Shinkafi. People in Yoruba land came to join APP, and the leadership of Afenifere didn't like that, and they decided that they would, those who fought, who collaborated with Abacha, should not be in the leadership.
But at that point, Bola Ige was already making headway. I learned they've already been discussion between Bola Ige and Shinkafi.
I don't know whether you can say it was making it, but let me tell you a story.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Let me tell you a story. The northern leadership had already agreed that Afenifere should produce the presidential candidate. Therefore, when Afenifere was delaying in producing presidential candidate, they were also now meeting with other people. At that time, I was the leader of what we call Idile Oodua. And we also heard about this, that the northern leadership had written a letter to Papa Adesanya. So we requested that we would like to meet the leadership. So Papa Adesanya invited us to a meeting in the house of Chief Ganiu Daudu in Victoria Land. So we met him there and we asked that we heard that a letter had been written to Afenifere, asking Afenifere to produce, to submit the name of who will be the president. And Babarinsa said we will need to be patient. I was the spokesperson that day. And I said, why should we be patient? Time is going. So apparently they didn't act fast enough. One of the leaders who wrote that letter was Alhaji Shinkafi.
Did he act fast enough?
They didn't act fast enough.
Was it because they didn't want Bola Ige?
I wouldn't say so. Bola Ige and Babarinsa were very, very close.
Were they?
They were very, very close. There was nothing Babarinsa would do without consulting Bola Ige, and vice versa.
You know, some have said in that group,
yes,
that Bola Ige was the greatest gift among them. That he was intellectually gifted and far more mentally equipped than the others. And he had a sharp tongue.
Yes.
So among the leadership of Afenifere at that time,
yes,
Bola Ige perhaps was not liked by the so-called Ijebu force, led by Adesoya, Adebanjo,
yes,
Saolani Ajayi, and some would say Onosoya. Is that not true?
For many, during the crisis, the Afenifere leadership was meeting regularly in Papa Onosoya's house at Ore Close in Surulere. We used to go there. And it was clear that they were political colleagues, not necessarily personal friends, because it was what happened during the Second Republic. During the Second Republic, Bola Ige was a governor. B.C. Onabanjo was a governor. Ajasin was a governor. And these other people were not governors. So at that point, Jakande had fallen out from his colleagues. Ajasin, by 1999, was dead. Ambrose Ali was dead. Chief Onabanjo, he was dead too. So it was only virtually Bola Ige and Chief Cornelius Adebayo, who are the former governors in Afenifere. So there may be disagreement among them, but certainly not all of them wanted Bola Ige to be president. And I can tell you specifically, when the Dirovan something was being arranged, we were not invited. So Baba Adesoya appointed those he called the elders to come and do it. So I met with Baba Onosoya in his house in Surulere. And I asked him, how is it going? Then he said, when Papa Ajasin was alive, many of the old politicians were banned by Babangida, and they now decided to endorse Chief Olufala to carry the flag of the group. He said, I don't think we have changed our mind.
Who said that?
Papa Onosoya, Otumba Sholanke Onosoya.
I see.
Yes.
That was before the Dirovans event.
Before the Dirovan event. I met him in his house.
So it was clear at that time. Or did you decode the message at that time? Yes. If you're just joining the discourse, I am discussing with Dari Babarinsa. You've seen this book, this popular book, The House of War. This is one of the books of Dari Babarinsa. He is one of Nigeria's greatest journalists. He's also the author of this book. You see this, One Day and a Story. He is a Bola Ige man. In most of my research, your name kept coming up. Dari Babarinsa. And you're here telling us the story. Did you decode the message at that time?
I think at that point, it was clear to Shifige that some members of the leadership may not want him to be president.
Was it clear to him?
It was. I came to Ibadan here. I met him. We had our meetings in his house.
He told you that?
The two of us. He said that I will go forward, whatever it is.
But he was sure he was going to win. Because I keep asking, why did he get travel? Even, I interviewed Pa Adebanjo. He said he was sure of 13 persons. So he was not asking me. I should ask if he was alive. I should have go and ask him what happened to those 13 persons.
Shifige was not a man to shy away from a battle. He realized that he had formidable opponents
within Afenifere. Why?
Now let me tell you something that he believed that it was the rover was set up because of him.
To humiliate him?
When Papa Ajasin died, there was a lot of movement to say Bola Ige to also contest to be leader of Afenifere. Papa Ajasin was a governor, Bola Ige was a governor. Let him now be our next leader. And you should know Bola Ige has the charisma, the capacity to move around. He was well known. He was the face that you cannot ignore. So, the Idile Odua, we met in Lagos and said, what do we do about these two leaders? So I went with some of my colleagues, my deputy, my immediate deputy, Engineer Bayo Adenekon, my other colleagues, Prince Dokwa Bolare, who is now our father, the Rogbon Fukela, Prince Dayo Adeyeye, who later became a senator and a minister, and I think Baristani Yafuye, who was our secretary at that time. We met with Baba Adesanya. Now Papa Ajasin is dead. Who is going to be the next leader? He said he would, whatever the Afenifere agrees to do, he will abide by it. That is not, he was not desperate to be leader of Afenifere. Then, from there we went to the office of Bola Ige on Victoria Land. I think, what's the name of the street now? So we met him. I was told him that this contest for leadership of Afenifere, what is going to happen? Then he said he would like to be the leader of Afenifere. But if Abraham Adesanya is interested, I will not spar with him. I will not contest against Abraham Adesanya, because Abraham Adesanya have been very loyal to all our leaders, starting from Awolowo. I cannot so. But despite that, some people still mobilized to Owo, saying that Bola Ige must contest. That was why when he got to Owo, Bola Ige that spoke and said, Adesanya should be our leader.